You used to bring the smell of rain into my bed and lie so close to me. You could be inside my head. Maybe it's a once in a lifetime kind of thing to feel the kind of magic that your love brings. Some days it's like
Good morning. Hello, everyone. I know Eric is at least here. Oh, wow. My face is purple. That's not good. Hold on. There we go. My face isn't purple anymore. Hey, hey, hey. So, I did some adjustments to my lighting today. I put more lights behind me than I've had before. So that's pretty cool. Um, oh yeah, definitely do that. Don't pay attention to me. I mean, pay attention to me. Don't mute me. But hello everyone. I am gonna be coding today. And we made some big adjustments today, which I'm really excited about. Um, we have. I wonder if would that be useful? Sorry, I'm thinking over another thing that Sundays give me is an opportunity to adjust my screen, like my stream layout, if I need to. And I'm realizing more and more that that camera, the one that I look at on a regular basis, might do better if it was over here because I look at the stream all the time. What up, Punkin Yunkin? How's Chandler? Or wait, she left. Chandler left. She's eating right now. Her feeder went off. Yeah, so I'm wondering if I want to move the camera over here, so that way it looks more like this one. I'll actually put this over here to see if I like it. Let's give it a shot, because I'm curious. I just got to pick the right one. Is it this one? Nope. That one. Yeah, she left you for food, I figured. Boom. But yeah, this was the other setup I was thinking of, because then the camera's right above my OBS screen. And it's got the guitars in the background and stuff. So it's one of those like, do I do this one or do I do that one? So I'm trying to think what's better for the stream and what's better for the layout of things. But I'm going to switch back to this one because I'm so used to talking to the front. So, boom. But yeah, I'm very much used to talking straight on to the wall. So we'll see. Again, I am still a relatively new streamer, so I have time to fix this stuff, I think. But yeah, today I'm going to be doing some coding. I have made not only adjustments to the way that the lighting looks and stream stuff like that. Yep. It is slowly dying. But I've made adjustments to the way that my coding streams look because I realized doing all the coding in QLab was really cumbersome, and it was requiring me to wait for a lot of things to finish compiling and working in the background for me to keep working. So it was really slowing things down. So now I have officially adopted VS Code as my programming software. It's going to speed things up a lot, I feel, and I am very excited. Oh, dang it. Okay. I'm very excited. I'm still new at VS Code. I'm very excited about what this opens up. And it also allows you all to see the code in a way that is familiar, because I know that some people tune into the stream and watch me code, and it's a little foreign to them on how it looks. So being able to do it this way, I think it's going to be way better in the long run. So that being said, I now have changed how all of these work. And you may have seen, if you follow me, if you're in the Discord, you may have noticed some updates go past in the Q Tabletop channel, mainly in the vein of stripping the Apple script out of QLab and putting it into separate Apple script actual files. But this has... What up, Eric? I see you're totally paying attention. I appreciate it. But this means that all of the queues in here had to change. Because before, Party A, which is this queue over here, this one had all of this info in it. But now all it has is a shell script command to run this Apple script file. The only issue is that unless I know exactly where the Apple script folder is on the computer, I can't actually... What up, Beaky? Thank you again for the raid last night. I hope you've recovered from your fun stream from yesterday. Like I mentioned to a couple people... Good, excellent. I mentioned to a couple people last night, Beaky was doing Don't Drink and Drive Mario Kart and Don't Drink and Drive by Daylight. So Dead by Daylight with drinking. And two different drinking games based on those. I tuned in for the very beginning of the Mario Kart stream, and it was extremely chaotic, and they learned a lot about how online Mario Kart works with inactivity and stuff like that. Yeah, it'll wreck you, because unless you're a fast chugger, you have to stop momentarily. You have to stop, drink a little bit, and keep going, or the game will kick you out. And yeah, it was very entertaining to watch and have people be like, "Oh, I was so close, but it kicked me out," and then watching the computer version of their character just finish the race for them. It was quite entertaining. But yeah, so Beaky is fantastic and a gift to the world. So back to coding. So now the biggest issue that I had with my software was that when you were... Oh, that's what I needed. When you were actually trying to trigger these things, because all of them now look almost identical. The only difference is now the file that it's triggering. So all the coding in here is drastically smaller. I had some queues in here that had lines of code 200, 300 lines of code, and it was obnoxious how long the software was taking to load. So it really hunkered, like it made it almost unusable in some capacity, because it was always trying to make sure that these script files were compiled in the background. So taking it out means that the software opens up so much faster, which is incredible. And that way you're only compiling and running these Apple scripts when you need them. Instead of them being in the background always, they only activate when you need them. I know, weird. So, to allow that to happen, you'll notice there's this little chunk of the code right here that says directory path, because I now had to create... This is one of the only scripts in here that's actually still a script. Everything else is just, hey, tell this file to run instead. But this one opens up a file chooser or a folder chooser and says, please select the Q Tabletop workspace directory. So wherever Q Tabletop is stored on your machine, you just have to select it, and then it will take the file path and put it in the notes of the queue. So that way all of these other queues set directory path to notes of queue directory chooser, and voila. Now all of these queues know exactly where the AppleScript folder is located, so that way it can trigger those files. It's a workaround. Like the AppleScript is one of those coding languages that, I wish that QLab didn't do AppleScript and that I could use a different coding language to make it do what I need it to, but that's just not the case right now. So AppleScript is the way to go. QLab is also an Apple-only software, so it makes sense that AppleScript is the way that they went with this. The little nuances and changes that you can do to the software. AppleScript has been around for a while. It's tried and true, and Apple still uses it in the background of a lot of their apps and still has abilities that are triggerable via AppleScript, even in newer applications. So, it makes sense. I just, kind of wish it was different. So, that all being said, a lot of these are, like, to anybody who opens up this software, like if they pull it from my Git, which, by the way, there's my GitHub. If you pull it from my GitHub and onto your machine and you're trying to open it, if you had opened up one of the previous versions, you're not going to see any functional differences aside from this directory chooser. Once you select the directory that your Apple scripts are located in, then the software is going to do exactly what it used to do. Like, I'll pull up this real quick. That if I go to choose a map, it pulls up just like it used to, blank paper. It pulls up blank paper. It changes the yellow, telling you it's activating. Goes to green when it's activated. This one switches to active map, has no masks. Does exactly what it's asking. If I go to the dungeon, I activate that, it'll switch over to the dungeon file, and then this one will turn green, so that way I can turn on and off certain masks. Select this, all the masks are there. It does everything that I need it to. Like, legitimately, everything is here. Now, the one thing that I am getting a couple hiccups in are some of the checks. There are some checking things that these queues normally would do that this pulling the Apple scripts out seems to have not broken, but they need a little bit of a, hey, like, wake up sort of thing for it to work properly. Which, it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. But I also realize if I want this to work efficiently, I'm going to have to accept that some bugs will come along with that efficiency that I just have to fix as I go. But yeah, so let's disable that friend because I don't need him, and get rid of the dungeon because, again, I don't need it today. And today we are actually going to be working on a brand new queue, which I am calling the Handout Merchant. Right now, the way handouts work is there is a folder in the adventure content queue list that just has images in it, PNG images, that just places it in there and calls it done. Now, it's really easy to, drag in a file, name it what you want, size it the way you want in QLab and just say that's the handout. But I thought it would be a lot easier if people could actually see what they're doing and naming it all in one easy convention. And I thought of it being one of two ways. We'll see which one ends up being the victor in this situation. But the first way is select each one, and you select it, you give it a name, it places it. You select it, you give it a name, it places it. Or you select a bunch of files, and then it goes through each one of them and says, what's this one called? What's this one called? And then selects the sizes so that way they fit in the screen. So that one's a little bit more complicated. So it might not be the first thing I try, but it might be the end goal. It might be the way that code goes in the long run. But for today, we are just going to build the Handout merchant, which, surprise everyone, you'll never guess what the code is going to be. So I'm going to call this Handout merchant. Create handout. And then script. Merchant. So that file currently doesn't exist, but it's really easy to create it. So all I have to do, now that VS Code exists, I am so glad that I'm using VS Code now, is that I can go in here and do new, save. QTabletop AppleScript, save it as an AppleScript file and call it Handout Merchant. And it knows that it needs to be an AppleScript file, so it pulls in the AppleScript data, so that way I can actually start coding, and it all will be the right colors. Everything will look the way I want it to because it's now saved as an AppleScript file, and I can just start coding. So the first few things that I want to do is dig in and find, that I knew that was going to happen. So a bunch of these I added underscores instead of spaces just to make my life easier. And that means that some of these just don't exist anymore. So let's open up a Finder window and grab. Can I just do a mass closing? Just gonna close them all and then reopen just the ones I need today. Again, speed up the software a little bit. So, importante. This also means that if you're doing multiple campaigns, you can reference the QTabletop folder for your Apple scripts. You don't have to put... I'm suddenly wanting to game so badly. See, that thank you for the follow. But also, see, that's why I want to do these streams, is that I want to kind of show people not only that, you know, the coding side of this stuff is kind of exciting and fun to watch, but the other side of it is I want people to be inspired to just go and roll physical dice or virtual dice. Like I always have, I am within, you know, a very short grab of my big ass purple D20, as well as a full set from my dear friends Melissa and Colleen. I'm always ready to go. What did I roll? A 19, not bad for today. Also, that reminds me, if you're feeling gutsy, in the chat you can actually put exclamation point roll D space and whatever number you want, and it will roll. Yeah, it'll roll that sided die in the chat. Yeah, see? Isn't that fun? I love that stuff. You just gotta you gotta crit, yo. Your first roll ever on my stream, and you rolled a crit. I am blown away right now. Where is it? Where is it? Hell yeah. Anyway, welcome to the stream, Haplo Eco. I am super impressed. That was fantastic. So, but yeah, again, that inspiration that's there. I love to be able to do things that inspire others. It's probably why I work in the education world, But that idea of, hey, look at these cool things that are happening. What cool things can you do? And just explore that avenue. So welcome to the stream. So yeah, Q tabletop, Q Apple script, which I believe I'm going to have to move this folder into Q tabletop contents. But we'll get there. So the files that I need today are going to be Map Druid. Come on. There we go. Map Druid. And then Handout Merchant, which is blank right now. Because roughly the two files, they have a bunch of code that I need to get that will be shared between the two of them. Nothing that's going to be, identical, but enough for me to not have to do the work twice. So, but yeah, to give you an example, this Map Druid queue is now 4 lines of code. What used to be in here was 326 lines of code that I have now negated from the app so it doesn't have to load. And, I am so happy. Also, Haplo Eco, my channel points, which are called experience points, XP, of course, because I am that sort of person. I have tons of stuff that you can use in chat, including caffeinate, hydrate, lose the glasses, choose my next game, ban my voice while I'm streaming, stuff like that. But it's a good time, so I would recommend checking those out while you're here. My Sunday morning streams are a little bit more chill, not, the chat's a little kind of subdued. People are like, I got somebody actually in the chat, Eric, who is currently in a meeting but wants to watch the stream because shortly thereafter he will probably be coding himself. So it just gets him in the mood to do the work that he's about to do. So very chill, but welcome. And have a look around. So, Handout Merchant. I think there's really 2 ways that I can do this. I mentioned the 2 ultimate outcomes, but the 2 starting points, I could either ask for the name of the handout first, or I can ask for the file of the handout first. I think it makes more sense to ask for the name of it, because it's just like, hey, what are you doing next? So I need this one. Oh, wait. Handout Merchant. Also, all of my queues, if you haven't realized, are like standard D&D type terms, and I'm very proud of that. So I have the Handout Merchant, the Map Druid, the Token Sorcerer. For all of my creation-based queues. A lot of the others are just the word toggle. I thought about, instead of the word toggle, thinking of something else, because the word toggle is used everywhere, but then I realized the word toggle is used everywhere, which means I'd have to change it everywhere, and I didn't like that. So since having that idea, I've kind of started to make the change. Hold on, I gotta adjust. Make the change in everything from this point on, but I'm not going back and changing anything, unfortunately. So set handout name to text returned as result. Then we're going to want to select a file, which should be There we go. I need this stuff. Set handout name, set handout image file, set the target to please select handout name, handout image. Oops, could help if I could spell. So it'll set the handout name, it'll set the target. Let's save that real quick. And then there's really two options. I should do, hold on. PNG or images. Backgrounds supported. Just so that way when the dialogue pops up, they understand that that's possible. So let's see what it looks like right off the bat. So now that that's saved. Oops. I spelled handout wrong. Why didn't anyone tell me? Okay. Handout name. Test. File. Video. Cool. Well, it didn't crash. It stored this in data, but I can't see it yet, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit. But it didn't crash so far, which means my copy and pasted code still works. Okay. So now that we got that, is this all? It is. It's got extra tabs in here for some reason. Ooh, and spaces. Don't want that either. So now I got the handout. Woo! That's gross. But luckily, I came prepared. Cool. What was I doing? Oh yeah, coding. So at this point, I think I need to invoke QLab, which is this line, to start working in QLab itself. And then I need to grab the video creation. So make type video. Make handout video queue. Is there an easy way in VS Code, if anybody can tell me, to like reline up everything if the tab is a little off? Because that's something that I know in QLab I really liked, is that even if I had the like indentation wrong, it would still fix it. Before, like when I compiled it, it would fix it. Oh, expected end of line. Oh, yeah, I gotta end tell. Compile. Successfully compiled. Excellent. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Like, it's over here, but for some reason it's tabbed over, and it looks gross. I don't like it. So yeah, if anybody out there knows. So handout queue is what this is called now. Target. Handout name to handout name. Set the queue number of handout queue to that's another thing. Queue numbers in QLab are unique in a workspace, which means that if for some reason you have a token somewhere of this creature or of this handout, it will look for anywhere in the file and see if that name is taken. And if it is, it will not save the queue number. So adding the word handout to the end, I have realized fixes that problem, which is super nice. I wish I didn't have to do stuff like that because it would be way more convenient if I could just name it exactly what it's called, not worry about the word handout, but that's just not possible. So, yeah. Now, the opacity stuff. I believe the handouts, let's double check. Handouts are set to 0. No, they're set to 100. Oh, yeah, because it just throws it up. So I don't even need to worry about... Actually, I do. Set the opacity to 1.00. Set the layer. I think handouts are top layer. Top, okay. To top. Set full screen of handout to true. And then I gotta open QLab or tell QLab to do stuff. Let's check compile. Okay, great. Last thing is move the queue. So after it creates it, I need to actually put it where it belongs. Yeah, man. There's got to be a way, like a plugin or something. I'm not sure. So set queues to group to handout queue. Oops. Handout queue. Repeat with each queue and queues to group. Set each ID to each queue. Move queue ID to the end of queue handouts. I think that's what it's called. What did I call the queue? Yeah, handouts. So, no, I don't need the mass count anymore. Move handout video queue to handout group queue. Oh, I gotta do that. Set original queue list. Because that's another thing that I make sure I do in these things that I build, is I make sure that I, kind of like delimiters, I set the original state in a variable, so that way I can do all of these actions and then go back to the original state, so that way it doesn't throw you into a weird part of your workspace and you're like, where the fuck are the... So originating queue list. Yeah, because when it starts, a lot of this data, it can't happen in the queue cart, so it needs to go elsewhere. Becca May, good morning. Yeah, this is really annoying that is pushed over like that. Makes queue tabletop list active for queue creation. Moves all this stuff. And then I needed to move back, which I believe is at the end. Returns previous to original queue list return. I also need a command to collapse the queue. Oh, it's just collapse. Got it. So it's collapse handout group queue. Collapse queue handouts. Let's compile. And let's see if it works. Handout merchant. Handout name. Tester McTestman. Choose a file. See? It didn't work. What happened? So it moved over and created this. Like Tester McTestman handout, Tester McTestman. It's got the right files. It made it full screen, which is what you wanted. Set the opacity to 100. Layer is top. But it didn't move it. Set queues to group to handout queue. Repeat which each queue and queues to group. Set move queue ID, each queue ID to parent of each queue to end of queue handouts. Maybe I should do this. Set handout group to queue handouts. Save, compile, compiled successfully. Let's get rid of Tester McTestman. Go back to this. Oh, this gave me an error. Execution error. The variable top is not defined. Oh! Probably because it wants it to be 1000. I hate that that's the problem. Probably. Testy Mills. Let's do this boy. Okay, it did not stop this, which we'll have to figure out later. But let's see if it actually put the handout where it belongs. It did, it worked. See, again, that's another thing that I like. When I do these Sunday streams, I try to explain what's going on as best as I can for those who might not know, or for those who do know and just don't know how I'm applying the situation. But at the end of the day, I just sitting, watching the text go by, watching things function like they're supposed to, and me just kind of, have those little victory dances, and just people in the chat occasionally dropping emotes and messages and stuff. It's a good way to start my Sunday, so I appreciate you, Beaky. I hope you're having a good time. The best way. So yeah, it worked. It did not collapse this group like I wanted it to, which is upsetting. Did I spell collapse wrong? No, I didn't. Well, let's check this at least. So I wonder if that's happening because there isn't a return at the end. So run the script and then stop running. Let's try it. Run in. Nope, still running. Interesting. Well, regardless, let's check this now that we know. Handout. That one still works. And then if I switch, Testy Mills, that works. And then run in, that works too. And then I can get rid of this. And it doesn't work. Aha! But why? Does the handout queue have something wrong with it? Oh, Dustin Miller. That's what it is. So I need to set in the handout merchant, I need to set the toggle to, if it's run a second time, deactivated, I think is what it is. Triggers, if running, hard stops. That's what it is. Is there a code for that? Oh, time to go check. Oh, Dustin, do this the easy way. Bring up the script editor because it's already got the dictionary installed. What? Okay. So what am I looking for? Hard stop. Nope. Let's just look up hard. Oops, not nard. Hard. Trigger? I might have to rebuild. Hold on. Save. Might have to rebuild this queue a little bit. Not a problem. Just interesting. Is there a way to make this dark mode? Because this is gross. I'll live with it. Fine, it'll just be a blaring light on my screen. Okay. If queue new target is running, then set queue name to deactivating, else. If queue new target is, okay, wait. Else start queue new target. Where was that? Hold on. Hard stop. That's the command. Save. Compile. Successfully compiled. So it broke. Can't make into type specifier. Maybe I escape. Yes, it is. Okay. Testy Mills. Else if new targ is not running, and active image, oops, image is active handout. I'm going to put this in parentheses too. Parenthetical. Save. Parenthetical. So this is if it's not running and active image is no active handout, start queue new targ. Else, if queue active image exists, oh, maybe it should be that exists. Wait a second. Oh, shite. What's the opposite of exists? Okay, so it's Boolean. And active image exists is false. If new target is not running and active image exists is false, start the queue. Else if queue active image exists and queue active image is running, then hard stop active image. I need one more in here. Else if new target and active image exists. Save, compile. Okay. Given, with, without. Where's expecting this? What line? Line 11. So it's a Boolean. How do I do this? Oh. Did I just do it? Let's check. Testy Mills. Ah, I broke it. Can't get running of Testy Mills handout. Okay, let's try this again. So run this. Can't get running. Why can't it? Line 36. Woohoo! Welcome back, Eric. I am trying to debug something that used to work, but no longer. Damn it. Else if new targ is running, hard stop new targ. I want to switch these. Else if new targ is running, hard stop new targ. Else if new targ is not running and exists active Mac is false, start queue new targ. Can't get running. Oh! Mother trucker. If Q new targ, Q new targ. Mother, god damn it. Exists Q active image is false. Save. Compile. Any failures? No. Compile. Can't get queue none of workspace 1. Active image is none. One more frickin' try, yo. Ah, okay. Does it get rid of it? It does. Awesome. Does it swap between? Testy mills. Run in, run in. Ah, okay. Jesus. Cool. So, Handout Merchant works. And Handout Toggle works again. Because apparently that was something that wasn't working. Yes, thank you. Save. 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 Okay, I had more issues. But what were they? I have tons of issues. Let's open up the Chrome. I got issues. Okay. What issues do I got? Create handout merchant. Just did it. Add modify map to map druid. Could do that today. So adding modify map, that one's going to be fun. I have to take the code and basically Oh, by the way, in case anybody was wondering, apparently the music I chose for my Minecraft stream yesterday, bad choice, because I got 2 sections that have been muted because of copyright. Yay! Also, friends, I don't know if you noticed this. I moved the Galaxy ampersand to be a little bit higher, so that way it's actually visible during my streams and not behind my head. And also, Pumpkin Yunkin's birthday balloon is still behind my head. It's slowly dying. Yeah. I want to decorate this back wall. I don't know what yet, but I'm excited. If you guys got any ideas, or if you feel like dropping links in the Discord and I can add it to the Twitch list, That would be awesome. Always excited to hear your ideas. But I want to decorate the back wall. I want it to be kind of exciting. I want the light to bounce off of stuff. Give me your ideas, yo. Okay. Well, let's at least close the issue, because we know it works. Should I push it to... I don't want to close it yet, because I'd like to close it when I actually push it. No, I'll close it now because the issue's fixed. Created. Added to main. Great, I love it. Hey, my webhook is working, y'all. For a while, it was not. Oh, I might as well. I mentioned that I want to pull the Apple script in the Q tabletop contents. You'll notice something, that because I did that, if I go to run any of these, they're all going to give me errors. So what happened? It's because it doesn't exist. So if I go in here and directory chooser to important, GitHub, Q tabletop, choose. Now, oh no! I broke it. Oh, Dustin. I can't do it. What had happened was Q tabletop contents has a space in the folder name, which means it stores it like it's not there anymore. But it stores it with a %20, which represents a space. And because of that, my codes weren't running because it doesn't know how to treat that data. So now it should work. Y'all want to hear my favorite sound effect that I have? Where is it? If I do daytime woods and wind breeze. Is this not one of the most satisfying sounds ever? Just hear birds in the distance and wind through the trees. Oh, some good shit. Some good shit. Okay. They are perfice. And perfect. But then I also have this one, which I really like. Campfire and nighttime woods. Does that not make you feel like you're camping? Can you tell I was a sound designer? Yeah, I'm excited for the first time that one of my campaigns that I run, they end up taking a long rest in the woods because I got that shit on lock. One of my campaigns, they are currently in a frivolous battle in the middle of the night, so they're not going to be resting for a little while. And the other one is in a wintry tundra, so there's no cricket sounds or anything like that available, because crickets wouldn't be making sound in the middle of a wintry forest. So one of these days that'll happen, and I'm very excited about it. Okay, so I'm not moving that folder. Good to know. So yeah, I know you do. I'm excited whenever we have time to play. So the token sorcerer is the one that I would adjust. Let's get rid of handout merchant, handout toggle, and bring in the token sorcerer. Where are you? So we're going to basically mimic the modify section of this queue. Yeah, because this might take a lot longer than I thought it was, or I thought it was going to, because it needs to, like, basically what I'm gonna do with the modify is, if you adjust the base map and line it up to a grid, you can then use this command to take all of the other masks, floors, everything, and line it up with the same orientation. Because things are all nested in groups, it's going to be a challenge. But luckily, it's a very small portion. I'm going to make this a little wider. It's a small portion of this code that actually does what I need it to. Yeah, because it'd be token positions. Yeah, because it goes through and actually does all that, so... Oh yeah, I made a, for this one, I made a decision to use the rounding function that's in AppleScript, because the way my maps are laid out and the way the tokens are laid out, they have to, you have to essentially... You can drag the token wherever it needs, and then you have this command to line up everything back on top of that token. So it's condition, it's group label, and all that great stuff. Lines it back up to it. But because sometimes when you drag the token, it's not exactly in the grid lines, I made it so that way it would line it up perfectly. And the round function was the only way that I could think of to make it happen. And it's been working fantastically, so I'm not going to argue, but that was one of those functions that I did not expect was going to be used in this, but lo and behold. So I'm going to do this, and I actually have to create a thing at the top. So I think what I need to do is actually a combination of map druid, token sorcerer, and map toggle. I hate this layout. I'm going back to this one. Ah, it's so much easier to fucking track. Map toggle. Does this actually work? Okay. So I forgot that AppleScript changes the long dash to this symbol here. And I mean, it still works in the list, so I don't care, but I just have to train myself that when I see that, it's not an error. So basically I need to select I need to have a button that says, do you want to create or modify, which is from Token Sorcerer. Create or modify. Map druid. Create, modify, cancel. Set action. Its action type is cancel, then return. Else if action type. Oops. Type is create, then, and then I have to go all the way to the bottom. And if. Does that track through? Let's compile. Let's see if it gives me an error. Oh. Okay, that's what it is. I put the return on the same line as the first if instead of nesting it. That was my bad. Oops. Yes, I know, Token Sorcerer. I get it. Okay, so Map Druid. Create or modify. Else if action type is create, then. So I will create the new code here, else if action type is modify. Spell it right, Dustin. Modify, then that's what I thought. But this one is used in a couple places. Set selected area to with title Map Druid. Info items, active map. Okay, so I got into the area. Set. Of choose from list. map name list with successfully compiled. Woohoo! If floor exists, set floor exists to exist of queue, new target, and floors. If masks exists, to exist queue, new target, and masks. So the issue here is going to be floors, because I need to find the first floor that's nested and select it if there's a floor. Otherwise, okay, so in Token Sorcerer, when I do a modify, so wait, I need manual move. If my choice is manual move, then set selected. Okay, so I got to do that too at some point. So select task. Map position. Manual move. Map position fix. Giving up after 5. Set my choice to button returned of command list as string. If my choice is map position fix, then blah. Else, if my choice is manual move, set new targ, and new targ is not, yeah. Set selected to Q new targ plus base. If floor exists is true, then else and if. So now, so basically if the floor exists, I need it to set new targ not to the map itself, but the first floor of the map. Oh, that's a question. Do I set this so that way you select one floor and do it all, or that you can do each floor individually? I'm gonna do it all at once now, but eventually I might do it so that way you can make floors be lined up differently. Then set new targ to next item to, to first item of queue new targ floors. So basically, this will select the first item, and then it'll grab this actual file. Okay. Set new targ to first item of queue, new targ and floors. Compile. No error. Awesome. Now, I'm curious if it'll at least do the selection stuff, because that is relatively painless when it comes to selection. Modify, Testville, Sallyport. Doesn't work. Okay, what's the error? The variable floor exists is not defined. 2% Chungus, thank you for the raid. Hello, everyone. Let's do this real quick because it is how we roll. Hi, everyone. I am Dustin. I am a variety streamer. I stream Wednesdays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. And thank you for the follow as well. And I also stream today, Sunday, at 10 a.m. Eastern, where I do some coffee and coding and some kind of nerdy programming stuff. But I am currently in the process of making a virtual tabletop in a software called QLab, which is normally for theatrical playback of sound, video, and lighting cues, that I decided, nah, I'll make a virtual tabletop out of it. So that is what I'm doing today. Hi, how are ya? But that is what we're doing today, and I'm going to do a quick little... Actually, Eric, since you're here, could you do a shout out for 2% Chungus for me? Hopefully. Becca May dropping all the emotes for subscribers. Thank you very much. Becca is a tier 2 subscriber, so she also gets the Stitch emote. Let's see if... I know, Eric, you were in a meeting, so I'm hoping you have the time to drop this shout out. Maybe. He might be typing. I don't know if he's on his phone. Maybe. Well, while that's happening in the background, I stream various video games and stuff like that, but I also do, like I said, these coding type streams. This is going to be the last one of this type of coding that I do for a little while. Oh, I'll do it. No worries. I can see them, so it is 2% Chungus. Let's see if this works. Aha!
Slide into your boss chamber like. Okay.
Was that a speed run? That looked intense. Yeah, actually, if you're looking for that, the shoutout command, I don't think I have it open anymore. But I believe it's twitch.guru or twitchguru.com. Just Google Twitch Guru. It allows you that if you have the shout out in your bot commands, so !SO or !shout out, it allows moderators as well as the streamer to use that command, and this Twitch Guru is just listening for that command to happen in the chat, so that way it'll grab a random clip from that streamer and throw it up in a browser source in OBS or Streamlabs OBS. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. It is a awesome little feature. I love using it, and it brings a sense of community for people who raid in and do great things, so that way we can show off some stuff that you do. So definitely check that out. But again, welcome. We are doing some coding. We are chilling. We are drinking some coffee. We are having a good frickin' time. That was really exciting, and now we're going back to chill coffee and coding. But thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. Fine, I'll drink again. So yeah, what we're doing today, actually, to give you a quick recap, on the virtual tabletop, we just finished adding a feature that allows you to create a handout. So that way, like, you know, where you normally just be like, and then this monster comes out in front of you, like in the real world, where it's just a thing, or like you get handed this note, so that way you can do a handout on top of the tabletop So that way it's not just like throwing it in the Discord or switching over to a browser tab or something. You can actually plop it down on the virtual table as like this is what you see, or this is the map that you're given. So that way you can show it off. So we just finished that. It was pretty quick. So we've moved on to another issue that was in the Git, which by the way, there's my GitHub. Wonder if that command is in twice somewhere, because it always goes twice. But also something that I just dropped recently is my kit. Oh, unless Eric did the Git already. I have to check that out. But anyway, the kit is my streaming kit. Like everything that I use to stream is in that list. So that way you can go see all of the items that I actually use. There's a couple things that are currently missing from the list, but I'm trying to finish and polish it up. But it's available now, so that way you can actually see what stuff I use. But yeah, today, now that we've moved on, I'm actually making a way to modify maps that have been created. And I'm realizing that a variable didn't get defined somewhere, so I have to figure out why. So we have floor exists. Oh, floor exits. See? Gotta learn to spell, Dustin. And compile. Yes, the merch campaign is still running. Thank you for that. I am selling t-shirts. They have this logo on them. Yeah, we had mugs for the longest time. It's my face. For 100 followers, I dyed my beard purple. It was a fun time. But yeah, they have t-shirts as well as 3/4 sleeve baseball tees. So check those out. They're a fun time. Mine, I'm very excited for mine to get here. Check it out, friends. Okay, so now that that's defined, this should work now. So all this is going to do when I hit go is move from the main screen that I'm on right now to another queue list to the first floor. One thing I will say about the purple is that the purple doesn't match my beard. So if you're a person who doesn't like clashing colors like that, I wouldn't recommend the purple. But that being said, the purple is kind of just a thing. Like the purple behind me doesn't match the purple that's above me on the stream. It's just purple. So I have never been a huge complainer of that, and the purples aren't close to each other, so I don't think it's a huge deal. I personally got the purple one, but the black and gray is pretty classy, so I would recommend that as well. But I'm going to be that guy and just say, why not just get both? I'm kidding. You get what you want. But I personally am getting the purple one, but the gray one looks legit. Okay, let's see if this works. Modify. Testville. Sallyport. Nope. Okay. Can't make A class 8Q of Q tabletop of application into type list record or text. That's a really complicated error. Thank you. I'm glad that we're gonna matchy match. That makes me excited. Okay, well, that's interesting. So what seems to be happening, let's run it in here just so I get the error here. No such file or directory. Okay. Okay, am I crazy? Or does VS Code have a way for me to see where this error actually got thrown up? Like what line caused it to happen? Right? How many lines of code do I have? I have 362. Can't make of class of application QLab and the type lists. To queue number of first item. Let's see if that does it. Compile. Run. Modify. Testville. Sallyport. Manual move. Awesome. So much closer. Can't set queues. Can't set queue of workspace 1. Yeah, that was the next thing I was thinking, was the debug console. Set new target to queue number of first item. Okay, so it's trying to find this. Set new target to queue number of first item of queue. Oh, okay. Set floor list to queues of queue new targ floors. to first item of floor list. Save, compile. So now it's going to create a list first and then the queue number of first item of floor list. Let's try this again. So we'll go back to here. Modify, Testville, Sallyport, manual move, and it kind of worked. Let's select something else just in case. Modify, Testville, Sallyport, manual move. Hey, it works! Manual move works. Save. Save. Okay. Okay, so manual move works. The only other one I need to do is if my choice is map position fix, I need to set new pause for new position to translation X of Q new targ plus base, and then come on, new position Y to translation Y of Q new targ plus base. So now I got the new position data, and then set move list to Q's of Q if floor exists is true, then set move list to Q's of Q repeat with message of move list and repeat. Queues of Q. New targ and masks. Let's start simple. Set move list to queues of Q, new targ, and masks. Repeat with message of move list. Set translation X of Q message to new pause X. Set translation Y of Q message to new position Y. New posy. Save. Compile. Ah! Repeat with message. Oh, did I do that wrong? Message in. Oh. Save. Compile. Okay, so let's do something simple. We will move this one. Okay, so pull up this. And we do map grid and throw up the dungeon. So that way it's there and we can see it. And then we go to map druid, modify, Enigma dungeon, manual move. So we're gonna, let's just put this at -75. So it moved down a whole square. And then for the shiggles, I'm going to activate a mask so that way we can actually, yeah, you see how they're not lined up? Now let's see, modify, dungeon, map position fix. Okay, we got an error. Can't make QID of workspace into type integer. What is this error? Okay, well, let's run this again. Compile. Modify. Enigma dungeon. dungeon, map position fix. Okay. Maybe I gotta do a Google. Doing a quick Google off to the side. Well, that didn't help. Okay. QLab got an error. Can't make QID blah of workspace blah into type integer. So it got past this, and then when it got here, it started screwing up. Set move list to queues of queue, new target, and masks. Set position X to translation X of queue, blah. Set move list to queues of queue, new target, and masks. Repeat with message in move list. Set translation X of queue message to can't make queue into integer. That's not what I'm asking. Oh, to queue number of queues of queue. So many ofs. That should work. That's where your problem is. Modify dungeon map position fix. Boom, baby! Okay, you see how it worked? Let's do something more extreme so that way we can see it actually function. So, modify Enigma dungeon, manual move. It'll jump us over here so that way I can move this. So we'll do 125. So now it moved way up there, and you see that that other room is stuck down there. So that way when I move back to here, I can run it again. Modify. Dungeon. Map position fix. And now it moves them all up. So in theory, let's double check that all these masks should have this same data. 175, 125. 175, 125. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so it works with one map. I still need to figure out how it works with floors. Because what it needs to do is if floors exists, it needs to set here. So there's base and masks. Actually, it might just work. Set move list to queue number of queues of queue new target and masks. So it'll only work per floor. If floors exists is true, then else and if. So if floors exists, it should be this shouldn't be here. This should be here. Set move list to queue number of queues and then what time is it? Okay. Set end of move list to queue number of queues second item of floor list to queues I have no idea if this is going to work. If it does, it's only going to work with 2-level maps, which I definitely have more of, so I'm going to have to figure that out, but I'll try. So modify, Testville, Sallyport, manual move. Oh, shite buckets. Map toggle, Testville, Sallyport, Sallyport day. So we'll bring up the map that I'm already modify, Testville, Sallyport, manual move. It'll jump me over so that way I can actually move it. And then I want to move this thing. Let's do 25. So we're scooting it up 1 brick. So now if we go back to That was weird. Where'd all my masks go? I think my toggle between queue list thing threw up an error. Or it didn't throw up an error, but has a bug in it. Let's see if it brings them back. Okay. They're working. That's weird. Enable. Okay. So they're there. Great. Now, let's so modify Testville, Sallyport, map position. Throws up an error. Okay. Variable floors exist. Dustin. Floor exists. God. It's my least favorite problem to have. Modify. Testville. Sallyport. Map position fix. Okay. To record or text. Okay. Set end of move list to queue number of queues of queue. See, it's small problems like that that I just despise. Modify Testville, Sallyport, map position fix. Still not working. Let's run it from here again. Modify Testville, Sallyport. You know what? Let's see if it at least works for the floor that it is. Okay, it still works. Oh. Pardon me. It still works for individual maps and single floors, which is enough for me to write up an issue report for it and call it done for today. So we go here, modify map position. So wait, map position fix only works with single floors, maps, and floors. Labels, bug, projects, map druid, assignees, me. Awesome. Submit new issue. Doop. And Q tabletop. Awesome. So, I will consider this done for the time being. This is saved. Close out of that. Minimize that. Let's get the GitHub open so I can push it to main. Q tabletop. Cool. So, handout merchant created, modify map beta, handout merchant created, or for creating handouts. Handout toggle fixed for new creation process. Modify map added. Manual move for maps. Function added. Bug only works for single maps and single floors. Commit to main, push origin. Should get a nice little queue. There it is, GitHub message. Awesome. We did it, friends. Yeah, I didn't break it exactly. It still works. It's just it doesn't do all of the steps that I need it to, just some of them. But thank you all for tuning in. I will be back on Wednesday with some more Witcher. Saturday, we're playing some vintage QLab games for a nostalgia neighborhood, so I'm excited. And then next Sunday, I am going to start my light hack process. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the hardware side first or the coding first. I feel like I should do the hardware first and do like a full build. And then spend the next Sunday coding it out and actually making it work. I think that is the process that makes the most sense. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for the raid today. Thank you for the follows. I'm getting closer and closer to 200 before my birthday on May 19th. So thank you all for that. Yeah, thank you, Beaky, for tuning in. And are you streaming today? Question mark. Because if you are, I'm probably going to put it on my TV and watch it. It's become a pastime for Kayla and I to just have it playing on the TV all day. Fortnite. Nice. You're a Fortnite streamer and I'm a Minecraft streamer now, apparently. So, we should be enemies. According to Reddit. But yes, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will see you all Wednesday. Until then, design and conquer, my friends. Goodbye.